October 23rd, 2010, a pop superstar and a provocative comedian wed in a $1 million ceremony beneath the desert stars, defying every warning sign. But beneath the fairy tale, Russell Brand was already calling Katy Perry's world vapid, vacuous plastic, a judgment that years later would erupt into a public feud. The secrets their marriage hid are about to upend everything you thought you knew. September 2009 at Radio City Music Hall. Katy Perry, then known for her chart-topping singles and wild fashion, crossed paths with Russell Brand during the MTV Video Music Awards. Their first encounter played out in front of flashing cameras and a global audience. What followed was even more electric. Within weeks, gossip columns buzzed with stories of secret getaways, whirlwind trips to London, and late-night adventures that seemed straight out of a pop anthem. Perry and Brand's chemistry was impossible to ignore. She, the California pop icon with a Technicolor persona. He, the sharp-tongued British comedian famous for courting controversy. Their romance unfolded at a dizzying pace. Paparazzi trailed them from Los Angeles to India, capturing every embrace and sidelong glance. By December, the pair had become a fixture in the tabloids, their relationship dissected by fans and critics alike. Brand, once notorious for his wild bachelor lifestyle, was suddenly declaring his devotion in interviews, calling Perry the woman of his dreams. Perry, equally smitten, described feeling giddy and like a bunny after their first real meeting, a sentiment she later shared in interviews. The public fascination only grew as they began appearing arm in arm at premieres and award shows, their playful banter and mismatched styles fueling endless speculation. The contrast between their worlds was part of the allure. Perry's star was on the rise, her singles dominating radio and her image carefully curated by a powerful team. Brand, meanwhile, brought a rebellious energy and a knack for turning every press appearance into a spectacle. Their courtship was a spectacle in itself, combining Hollywood glamour with a dash of unpredictability. Every detail, from their matching tattoos to their spontaneous trips abroad, was chronicled in real time by a media eager for the next headline. By early 2010, rumors of an engagement swept through entertainment news. When Perry confirmed the news, flashing a vintage-style ring, the story took on the feel of a modern fairy tale. Fans rooted for them, drawn in by the idea that two people from such different backgrounds could find common ground in love. Invitations to their wedding became the most coveted in the industry, and speculation about the ceremony's location, eventually revealed to be India, only added to the sense of anticipation. In the months leading up to the wedding, the couple seemed inseparable, their affection undimmed by the pressures of fame or the scrutiny of the public eye. For a brief moment, it looked as if they had found something rare, a genuine connection in a world obsessed with image. What happened next would surprise everyone. The wedding unfolded in the deserts of Rajasthan, a spectacle of color and ritual that drew headlines worldwide. Elephants, saris, and sacred fire rituals set the scene, but beneath the lavish celebration, differences were already surfacing. Katy Perry's evangelical Christian parents watched as their daughter took part in Hindu customs, their discomfort quietly noted by guests and vendors alike. Russell Brand, who once called himself a spiritual seeker, later described feeling out of place, caught between the extravagant pageantry and the weight of family expectation. There was a clear tension among those present. Security teams clashed over protocols, and misunderstandings cropped up between the British and American entourages. Perry's parents, known for their outspoken faith, found little common ground with Brand's circle, who favored irreverent humor and late-night revelry. Brand, already uneasy with the Hollywood circus, found the spectacle overwhelming. He would later speak about the artificiality of the celebrity world, describing it as hollow and at odds with his desire for something real. The contrast between public image and private reality grew sharper in the weeks after the ceremony. Perry returned to her global tour surrounded by stylists, managers, and an endless stream of cameras. Brand, once energized by her fame, began to withdraw. In interviews, he recalled feeling like a bystander in his own marriage, overshadowed by the machinery of pop stardom. He spoke about struggling to reconcile his need for simplicity and spiritual growth with the relentless pace and surface-level interactions of Perry's world. It's difficult to be married in the limelight, he reflected, hinting at the growing gulf between them. Family visits only deepened the divide. Brand admitted to feeling judged and unwelcome around Perry's parents, who reportedly questioned his beliefs and lifestyle. Cultural misunderstandings, already present at the wedding, became more pronounced over holiday gatherings and private moments. The couple's attempts to blend their backgrounds, her American faith and his British irreverence, often ended in miscommunication. What began as a whirlwind romance was now shadowed by unmet expectations and the slow realization that love alone might not bridge such a wide gap. The cracks, once hidden by spectacle, had begun to show. On December 31st, 2011, as the world counted down to a new year, Katy Perry's phone lit up with a text that would change everything. Russell Brand, her husband of just over a year, had sent a message announcing he was filing for divorce. Perry, backstage preparing for a show, received the news in a haze of shock. The moment was captured in her documentary, where she tries to steady herself before stepping into the spotlight, tears threatening to fall as her team scrambles to keep the show on track. In the weeks that followed, Perry's world became a storm of headlines and speculation. Friends close to her described the breakup as a gut punch, not just for its timing, but for the way it was delivered. She later told Vogue, "Let's just say I haven't heard from him since he texted me saying he was divorcing me." For Perry, the abruptness was only part of the hurt. She spoke of feeling controlled during their marriage, describing how Brand struggled with her role as the boss on tour and her relentless work ethic. And in the same interview, she revealed, "At first when I met him, he wanted an equal. Then they get that equal and they're like, I can't handle the equalness." While Brand's official statement tried to soften the blow, Perry's candor in interviews and her visible distress on camera painted a portrait of a woman blindsided and wounded. Rumors swirled about jealousy, power struggles, and the real reasons behind Brand's decision, but Perry kept some details private, hinting at a deeper truth she wasn't ready to share. The fallout was immediate, both emotionally and financially, as lawyers and publicists moved to contain the story and shape the narrative. With the divorce finalized, the financial aftermath drew almost as much attention as the breakup itself. California law meant Russell Brand could have claimed a share of Katy Perry's earnings from their 14-month marriage, an amount widely reported as up to $20 million. Yet Brand declined to take any of it, a decision that surprised legal analysts and fueled speculation about his motives. Some saw it as a gesture of independence or a way to avoid further headlines. Others wondered if it was simply the quickest way to close the chapter. Rumors of another woman swirled in tabloids, pointing to Brand's eventual relationship with Laura Gallagher. The timeline, however, tells a different story. Brand and Gallagher had first crossed paths years before, but did not reconnect romantically until 2015, well after his split from Perry. By 2016, their relationship was public, and they went on to marry and have 3 children. Brand credits his new family with deepening his commitment to sobriety and spiritual growth, a contrast to the chaos of his Hollywood years. Perry's journey took her in a different direction. After a high-profile romance with John Mayer, she found stability with actor Orlando Bloom. The couple got engaged in 2019 and welcomed their daughter Daisy in 2020. Public appearances showed a supportive partnership, with both navigating the demands of fame and parenthood. The story, however, refused to fade. In a 2025 interview, Brand reframed the narrative, insisting the marriage ended for normal human reasons and expressing respect for Perry. Perry, for her part, has continued to push back against old rumors, focusing on her music and family. Yet every new revelation, whether a podcast soundbite or a cryptic lyric, rekindles debate over what really happened behind closed doors. Celebrity breakups now unfold in real time, every claim, every counter, amplified for millions. As private pain becomes public currency, the line between truth and narrative blurs. In a culture that profits from personal drama, the real cost is measured in what is left unsaid and who gets to own their story.